Hello. My name is Keshwani. This Keshwani, Keshwani. We are here because we want to prepare for the math portion of the GRE. We have been solving math problems out of this book here, the official guide to the GRE revised general test. If you do not own this book already, purchase one immediately. You're going to need it. The problem that we are about to solve is the one that you will find on page number 157, and today is our lesson number 61, day 61. Let's turn to page number 157. This is the very last problem on the page. Page 157. It says if 1 plus x squared plus x cubed equals 60, if 1 plus x squared plus x cubed equals 60, then the question simply is, what is the average of this quantity, x plus x squared plus x cubed and x4? That's all. What's the average of this quantity? One more time I'm going to read it to you. We are given a quantity. We are given quantity with 4 terms in it. 1 plus x squared plus x cubed. We are told that this adds up to 60, and the question simply is, what is the average of this quantity, x plus x squared plus x cubed plus x to the 4th? What we should notice here is that this, and if you notice this right away, then the rest is very simple. What we notice is that if we were to take this quantity here and multiply both sides of the equation by x, I'm going to do that here. I need the room on this side, so I'm going to erase the word if. If we want to multiply both sides of the quantity by x, let's see what we end up with. What we end up here is x times 1 is x, x times x is x squared, x times x squared is x cubed, and x times x cubed is x to the 4th. Oh, voila! What do you notice? By golly, that is the same bloody thing that they have given here. So this quantity here, we are asked to find the average of it. Now we know that this quantity right here, this quantity which is same as this one, now we know that it adds up to 60 times x. 60 times x, that's the sum of this quantity right here. This quantity adds up to 60 times x, whatever the hell x happens to be, we don't care about that. But how do you find the average of a bunch of numbers? Well, how many numbers do we have here? How many quantities, I should say numbers, how many quantities do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 quantities. How do you find the average of 4 quantities? Well, you add them up, which we just did, and if you add them up, you know they add up to 60x. You add them up, and you divide by however many we have in order to find the average. So if I want to find the average of 4 numbers, I add up the 4 numbers and divide the sum of those 4 numbers by 4. If there happen to be 7 numbers, I add them all up, and whatever their sum is of the 7 numbers, I divide the sum by 7 in order to find the average. So here, in order to find the average of this quantity, which is what the question here is, what is the average of this quantity? We add them all up, which is this right here, which we know equals 60x, and divide by 4. And since we are dividing this side of the equation by 4, we have to divide that side of the equation by 4. And now, the sum of the quantity, sum of these 4 quantities divided by 4, this thing here, I'm going to put a box around it, this thing here, this box around it, this box represents, the average of x plus x squared plus x cubed plus x to the 4. By the mere fact that we divided the sum by 4. When you divide the 4 quantities, when you take the sum of the 4 quantities and divide by 4, you're finding their average. And that equals to 60x over 4, which of course is 15x. That's it, that's our answer. This represents the average, and the average we just found is, which is 15x, voila. Right here, 60x over 4, 60x over 4 is 15x. And this represents the average. That's it, we are done. The answer is B. Answer is B. That's all. I will see you tomorrow on day number 62. We'll begin the new page. There are 3 questions on the next page. I will see you on day number 62 tomorrow. Okay? Bye now.